Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's new bike day today. We've got a Hovsco A5 Mountain Cruiser. So don't get too excited. This is a 250 watt e-bike. We've got a Bafang motor here on the back, which is good. But the difference with this bike, and we're seeing this again now, torque pedal assist. So basically, the harder you press down on the pedals, the more torque you get to the back wheel, which really changes the game for hub motor systems. You've got zoom forks at the front. They feel pretty nice, actually. Not banging around too much. The frame reminds me of one of my first e-bike conversions where we started the kits basically from, and that was a Trek, I can't think what it was, Trek Marlin 5, that's right. Just this kind of flat top tube, well, it's not really a tube anymore, is it? But just really nice kind of sleek looking frame. The battery, like a lot of these, have got this sort of locking mechanism there, which is really hard to do with one hand. So the battery here we got is a 36 volt, 12.5 amp hour, 450 watt hour. So, you know, pretty average battery size. Should be absolutely fine for 250 watt builds. Looks like I've already taken a bit out of the frame doing that. So obviously this bike is completely legal. There's no throttle. There is a throttle in the box, so you could actually put it on if you wanted to, but to keep it road legal, we're not going to do that in this video. You've got 7 speeds, a bit of an old school gear shift. Would have liked to have seen maybe more gears on here. For the price, it's 1100 quid. Brakes are also cable brakes as well, so you're not getting hydraulics. Quite small discs, nice rims though. Screen on here is the good old G51. Old faithful controller, no frills, just does the job. I actually quite like it. And you've got a headlight as well. These are usually pretty good, and they give you a battery powered kind of rear light as well. One other thing, check this out. You get a bike essentials bundle with this bike as well. Well, I did. I don't know if that's standard. So inside here, you get a foot pump, which is useful because the tyres are pretty flat when they come. Insulated bottle, bike lock, foam mount, multi-tool as well, and a bottle cage. So, you know, pretty useful little pack of stuff. Anyway, I'm starving. Let's go down the Chinese, take it for a rip. Right guys, here we go then. So it feels pretty nimble. It's quite a lot lighter than some of the bikes I've been riding recently, which is good. The tyres are a lot more slimmer. I'm in pedal assist 1. I can't really feel any power at the minute coming in. Brakes, yeah, probably need bedding in. They're not, oh hang on a minute, I've got the brakes are the kind of wrong way round, like they normally are on these bikes. So we've got front is on the left hand side. Change them round, guys. If you're watching manufacturers, make sure if you're selling UK bikes, put the front brake on the right hand side, please. Anyway, they probably just need the pads to just probably glazed over or something like that. Suspension feels okay, pretty decent. I mean, Zoom's, you know, not a bad suspension these days. I mean, you know, it's light enough for a kind of e-bike. It's not too bad. Right, okay, so we're going downhill now. Yeah, you know, it's feeling pretty good. What I'll do is, once I've got something to eat, I'll most important things. Oh no, there is a hill actually up here. What I'll do is I'll stick it in full power pedal assist, and let's just try. Well, this could be a bit sketch through here. Bust someone's car up. So yeah, look, you put the pedals going round, but you're not actually getting any power until you put the power on. Okay, so it's not the torquiest thing in the world, but I'll tell you what, the power delivery is nice and smooth though. What power you've got is pretty smooth. Again, remember, this is completely road legal. It probably can be unlocked. I don't think you'll be able to get any more power out of it because it is a 250 watt bike, but you know, all said and done. So just change the gear down. I mean, you know, I'm putting in half the power, the bike's putting in the rest, so is that sort of what's the word? Is that compensating for its weight? Probably a bit more, like they can get some power on now. Feels like it's starting to move. Okay, right. Let's get where I need to get, and then what I'll do is I'll take it on a trail. So just cruising through the town, it's actually feeling pretty nice. just doing the job. It's limited to 15.5 miles an hour, as you'd expect. But you know, seat's nice and comfortable. Everything seems pretty on point. It's doing all right on the run to the Chinese test. I mean, I'm having to put a bit of effort in to go up hills and stuff, but you kind of expect that because it hasn't got, you know, enough power to climb on its own. Really got to put some legwork in. Also keep catching the back of my foot on that stand down to one of my little FPV spots. I'm not going to be doing that just yet. This bike is pretty light, that you can just wheel it around, so that's pretty nice. So make a good commuter as well. It's not really a proper mountain bike, as in, you know, you're not going to hit trails really hard with it, but to tighten that saddle up as well. But as a sort of general purpose bike, I think it's seeming to be all right. Oh, that was good. I feel refueled now to my Singapore noodles. It's bloody windy, I'll tell you that. I need a drink. Once I've had a drink, we'll go and hit the trails. Okay, I just got off this bike because I had trouble getting up this hill. This is probably one of the first bikes I've actually had trouble getting up this hill. I mean, can you hear the motor? It's actually doing, you can feel it vibrating. It's obviously adding some power, but yeah, there's not a lot of torque for climbing. I don't know whether that's just because this is genuinely 250 watts. Most kind of factory e-bikes, even from the big manufacturers, they're peaking at like 750 to 1000 watts for a brief second. That's what I mean, the regulations are just nuts, how they work. The motor's continuous power is obviously 250 watts, but you know, you can have a burst. Some of these controllers, if you measure them, they're pushing a lot more power. Anyway, fairly steep hill. I've actually just put the saddle up quite a bit to give me better leverage, and the power is showing, so I've got actually probably 3/4 of the way up. I wasn't managing to hit that high power when pedaling, so you definitely got to make sure you're riding this like a proper bike, not just your legs going around like your normal sort of pedal assist. But yeah, it's taking a bit of effort. It's taking a bit of effort to get up here. Let's go up here. Oh, yeah, I can't feel. I'm struggling to feel that power. It's just a little sort of like very light smattering of help. That's what it's doing. That's it. Suspension feels nice though. It does sort of glide across this surface really nice. Right, so this is the power gauge I was talking about. When you pedal, the harder you press, the further up that goes. And I'm only managing to get it to like 3/4 of the way. Also, the speed's cutting out at 15.5 miles an hour, which you can't unlock it, which is probably going to be the case with a lot of these bikes going forward. All right, let's see how it shreds. Not too bad. Suspension feels all right. Oh, I'm so going to end up with a puncture. I can hear the old buzzards above. Oh, that's a new tree down. That must have been that weather. That must have been that extreme wind that we have in the UK. Ooh. You know, it's all right. It's actually all right. Doesn't feel like anything's gonna break too bad. Whoa! Hey! not bad. Gonna struggle with this hill. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. It's just not got enough beans. Not got enough beans, guys. And also, I haven't got enough beans for this. Oh, I would come this way, wouldn't I? The waterway. I can actually feel it now. I can hear the motor kicking in. Right, stick it in top gear. Can you hear that? It's kind of vibrating through the handlebars. That's the torque. Got the front. Got my brakes confused. Okay. The torque assist works nicely. It's doing what it's supposed to do, but just hasn't got a lot of power. Still alright though. You know, it depends what you want. If you want a little city commuter and stuff just to go around, I reckon it'd be fine. Or as a platform for like sticking a bigger motor on it. Then you've got that whole thing about the central frame, this section here with the battery. You'd have to build something custom to put a battery in. I do like the frame though, the frame's nice. It does make me wonder about kind of converting existing e-bikes, because some of these things are going to crop up for very cheap eventually, and actually you've got a decent frame that's kind of strong from off the bat with built-in torque arms and stuff. So I think I'm going to have to stop reviewing 250 watt bikes, don't I? Unless it's got some sort of peak power. It's just pretty poor. Or mid-drive. Mid-drives will be alright. So guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Oh, got caught by a thorn then. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you next time. So after that journey, I've done 6 miles total and 2 bars are gone. So you're going to get some pretty good range out of this bike, I think, because obviously it's not pushing a huge amount of power. So yeah, maybe like 20 miles is probably realistic for something like this. Yeah, not bad. Right, that's it now.